Welcome to SiachenX file. Today we'll talk about Myanmar's Coco Island, and in this video of SiachenX, we will find out how these Coco Islands are a great danger to the free and open navigation in the Bay of Bengal. And do watch this entire video of SiachenX to find out how India lost these islands to China. This is SiachenX file. Coco Island is a small group of islands located in the Bay of Bengal between Myanmar's Paris Island and India's Andaman. Coco Island is located at 413 km south of Yangon, Myanmar and 630 km north of Port Blair, India. Coco Island is a group of two major islands, the Great Coco Island and the Little Coco Island, and it is located between the pre-Paris island of Myanmar in the north and the landfall island of India in the south. Coco Island was historically part of India as part of the Chola Empire from the 5th century under the province of Myanmar, and today this Myanmar is known as the Great Nicobar, and the controls over these islands were lost after the decline of the Chola Empire in the 13th century. And in the 18th century, this island of Andaman and Nicobars were occupied by the British East India Company, and later in the upcoming years, British occupied India by making Andaman as its operational base. So in the following years, British took away the administration of the islands from the authority of the British Andaman Islands and aborted the Coco Islands back to the Bengal Presidency in 1882. And in 1937, a separate British territory was created out of the British India, which was to be ruled as the Burmese self-governing colony. This territory was created in order to have more direct British control over the entire Burmese region. Hence, in the year 1937, the Coco Islands were officially transferred to the Burma, now known as Myanmar. But on 23rd March 1942, during the World War II, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands were liberated by the Indian National Army with the help of the Japanese Army, thus ending the British occupation of Andaman in the year 1942. And the Free Indian government was established under the leadership of Subhash Chandra Bose and made the city of Port Blair as the capital of the Free India. And with this, Coco Island became part of India again. But after the defeat of Japan in World War II, without the Japanese support, the Indian army was not able to resist and sustain. Hence, British reoccupied the Andaman and the other liberated territories from the British rule. And later in 1948, when Burma got its independence from the British as Myanmar, so the Prime Minister of British Dominion India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who wanted to establish a good and friendly relation with newly independent Myanmar. Hence, the Prime Minister of British Dominion India, under the order of the Governor General Lord Mountbatten, gifted the strategically important Coco Islands of India to the government of Myanmar. And this was the history of the Coco Islands. So why SiachenX is making a video of such a simple dispute? And if you are a subscriber of SiachenX, then you will know SiachenX doesn't make a video, it doesn't have an interesting revelation. So let us look for the answer to the mystery of the Coco Islands in the next chapter. After the Myanmar's 8888 revolution, a military coup in which the civilian government of Myanmar was overthrown by the Myanmar's military, and the Nobel Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi was put under house arrest by the Myanmar's military. And for this action by the Myanmar's army, Myanmar faced a lot of Western sanction and criticism. Myanmar was isolated economically and politically, sanctioned by the entire Western world. Myanmar was in a huge economic crisis and asked the People's Republic of China for financial help in the 1990s. And China, in exchange for Chinese money, China ordered Myanmar to hand over the Coco Islands to China in 1994. And as per the agreement, China was awarded the island of Coco for their military uses by the Chinese army and the Chinese navy by the Myanmar government. And being asked for such deal of 1994, both the government of Myanmar and the Communist Party, that is People's Republic of China, refuses to acknowledge the Chinese Navy presence in the Coco Island. But the satellite images are saying something else. The Coco Island gives an immense strategic advantage in this region, considering its proximity to the Strait of Malacca, which is a crucial point for the global supply routes of oil from the Gulf. And with the reports of increasing military activities of China on the Myanmar-controlled Coco Islands, the region has become another potential Chinese military base. The Coco Island, which is north of Andaman, is strategically important to India, as China, which has been eyeing to encircle India in the Indian Ocean region with its aggressive strategy of string-of-pearls policy, has shown its keen interest in this island for the last 4 decades. But it is well known in the defense circle that the islands, especially the Great Coco Island, are under the Chinese control. They have established a strong military presence there. They have signal intelligence facility, maritime bases, and the radar facilities that they uses to monitor the activities of the Indian Armed Forces, especially the Indian Navy based in nearby the Andaman. And if you have watched the SiachenX video on electronic warfare, then you will have a clear idea how Indian Defence Forces is electronically mapped by the PLA. The Great Coco Island had a short airstrip of around 1000 meters that allowed the operation of small aircrafts. But the Chinese have now extended it almost 2500 meters of runway, which is solely used for only military planes. An analysis of the satellite images shows that the runway was extended only 5 to 6 years ago. Apart from extending the runway inward, the China has also reclaimed lots of area on the coast to extend it towards the sea also, which can be clearly seen in the 2 images from the Google Earth given above from 2006 and 2020. China has also installed a signal intelligence facility to monitor the Indian missile launches into Bay of Bengal, and it is noteworthy that all the Indian missile tests happens on the Kalam Island in the eastern coast along the Bay of Bengal. And thanks to this Chinese monitoring station at the island of Coco, now China can closely look and watch the launches and estimate even the classified details of the missiles, apart from being able to monitor the every movement of Indian Navy in the Bay of Bengal. The radar station is located at the highest point of the island at around 90 meters in altitude from the sea, thus giving its best monitoring capabilities. Therefore, thanks to its strong military presence at the Coco Islands, the Chinese are able to maintain a close watch on India's defense preparedness and collect all the necessary data and send them to Beijing to create an effective countermeasures against Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force. Had this island not went to Myanmar and remained with India, China would not have such a strong military presence so close to India. Hence, not being able to retain the Coco Island will cost India dearly and will cost India hugely in naval battle, and it must be considered as a costly strategic blunder by the Nehru government. China has already established its presence in several seaports around India. It has taken control over the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka using its death trap diplomacy. They are developing the Gwadar port in Pakistan as part of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, invested in Chattogram or Chittagong port in Bangladesh, and has won the rights for the Kyuppuko port in Myanmar. Along with all this, the Coco Islands, located so close to Indian territories, provide China a great advantage over India, which would not happen if the history went in a different direction at the time of the independence. So this was the biggest blunder of India, the Coco Islands. And if you are new to SiachenX, please do subscribe to SiachenX File in order to help us grow on YouTube. Till then, goodbye. This is SiachenX File.